Hello and good afternoon from Europe, everybody. Good morning if you are from the US. We are here, as always, for our first of our triple header of events on Saturday, and we always start off with the double sprint. Anyone that's familiar with this will know it's a pretty exciting race, and they've treated us to an extra special race today because they've sent us all the way to Australia and to do Mount Panorama. We've restricted the number of drivers today down to 30. Probably a sensible thing because this track is quite chaotic even with the best drivers out there racing, but we do have a mixture of rookies, bronze, silvers and gold today. As you can see, we're riding with the first driver out of the pits, which is Lico PT. Lico PT is one of only 4 gold class drivers at XCL, and he's also an XCL esports driver and team manager. So this man is out there hopefully going to be proving some points today about why he is up there with the upper echelons of the drivers at XCL. Looking at the practice times, I think the pole time today should be a probably a 2:02, maybe a 2:01, but yeah, either way, as you know, qualifying is always super important at or during the double sprint Saturday, because we have 2 sprint races which are both 15 minutes long, and whichever position you qualify in this session now, this 12-minute qualifying session, will be the position you start in both of the races. We have Belgian Waffle, or aka Yarno, in the chat saying good evening, and we also have Rewex out here, and Dick Trickle saying hello as well. So we have a few of our regulars in the stream already. We also, to be fair, this is a monumental day for XCL, because XCL for the first time ever has, well, for the first time ever, but today has a dual stream in 2 different languages, which is pretty cool. So if you see down the bottom here, there's 2 people spectating this. Dittatore is our new Italian commentator, so he is streaming over on his Twitch channel, but in Italian. So if you are Italian and you want to listen to the Italian stream, then head over to see Dittatore. And if you are an English speaker, then you're over here with me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but Sunny Daddy is in the chat as well. Hey Sunny Daddy, how you doing? Looks like we have one new driver today in Cuzzy V6. That is the new, because anyone that's also new to XCL, if you have a red banner, that means you are a rookie driver. If you have a silver banner, it means you are bronze stroke silver. And then if you have a white banner, it means you are gold or platinum. But also, if you are new to XCL and you've only just joined in the last 24 hours, you will more than likely have a white banner as well until you get your colour allocated, which means Cuzzy V6, as we know he isn't one of the gold class drivers, is a rookie. So welcome, Cuzzy, and good luck out there today. So we're just riding around with Lico at the minute. It is a 12-minute qualifying session, like I said, but it is quite a big lap. So you're probably only going to get 5 laps in there. So you might see a lot of cars either do 1 or 2 quick laps, fuel up, and then go out there again, or you'll just see cars put in 5 laps of fuel and just pump in 5 consistent laps. But Lico, like I said, is our gold class driver. He is on the esports team as well, so let's see what he can do on his first lap. We are looking for a 2:02, maybe a 2:01, I think, as the pole time today. So let's see what Lico can do. Just come around with 1 corner to go, and then we'll go around and see what else other times other people are saying. But yeah, as Lico comes up to the line, his first time is a 2:03.1, so we know that isn't going to be good enough for pole, but that is a good benchmark time to get him out. As we do see a McLaren out there in the distance spinning around, but we have, is it Lynch out there? Lynch is coming across the line next. Lynch is in a different car today. Well, it's a nice little looking Ferrari out there, but he's 6 seconds off the pace currently with a 2:09, so he was just getting a banker lap in, which is probably a smart thing to do. And then we'll see what he can do on his next time round. Lampo Man coming around now. He is, he's doesn't drive all the time, but he's half a second back with a 2:03 as well. We are looking for those times to drop down. I do see Mark Music coming around now. Mark Music is he's on a bit of a good run of form at the minute. We just to see if he can keep up with his top 10 finishes. But Mark Music again goes 6.5 seconds back behind Lynch. So there will be a lot of work to do. Martin SWK is on his familiar black and green livery today. Let's see what he can do out there. Looks like Lico in the BMW as well is going to be quite a contender for the lead BMW driver. But as Martin crosses the line, he goes 5 seconds back. He seems like a lot of drivers are just going out there and setting one good lap time, so they know they can, at least they've got a time. Because with the limited lap times, it will be quite tough out there. Driver 206, we do know, is a quick driver, and as he crosses the line, he goes P4, 2.6 seconds back. The next driver coming around is Mad Sycaster. That is Ryan, part of our events management team, and he has quite a lot of hats on. Actually, he is also one of the esports drivers or team managers, I think. As you can see out there, he is out there with his exclusive, which is the esports name division team. He's out there with the livery on, which is good. I don't know if he's a racer or whether he's just more of a team manager. You have to confirm that. But Mad Sycaster does cross the line 1.5 seconds back. A few times to start the drip in, but we haven't seen any improvements though on that 203. But actually, the next driver that can set a time is actually Eco. Again, he's in that time we've looked at those drivers. He has come around. There'll be a lot of default laps out there, guys. These laps will come in quite slowly. Anyone that has raced Mount Panorama before will know it's a heck of a track. But as Lico comes across the line, he goes to 2:02.4. So that is roughly the kind of time I think will be the pole time. We will keep an eye as the laps unfold. Lamperman, how we haven't really watched before. Let's go to the number 29 car. Where are you? That is Pulcinella. Let's see what Pulcinella can do this time around. Lucy's in the chat saying, hey Lucy, how you doing? She's saying she has a love-hate relationship with Bathurst. I love the layout, but it's so hard to be consistent. That is what we were just saying here. Yeah, like I said, there will be a lot of defaulted laps. It is a tough old track out there, but yeah, thank you for your insight, Lucy. Dick Chickle saying Ryan is the first reserve driver. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I presume he is technically part of the esports team, first reserve driver, but he is out there, yeah, with that lovely purple and green livery. Pulcinella goes 7th place, 3.5 seconds back. We have the number 8 car coming down now. Where are you on this list? I think you have already set a time. Yeah, it's Chip Butty. Oh, I gotta love that name. I'm cheering on Chip Butty already. If you're from England, you know you love a Chip Butty, so well, I do anyway. Damien Fellison tried this track with a hangover, went well, so I guess that's not, yeah, Lucy said don't drive drunk. So Chip Butty comes across the line now. He does improve 5.9 seconds back, but he does move up a position. We have the number 666 car of Champafal coming across the line now. He loves sticking with the Bentley around Mount Panorama. He said he loves the straight line speed of it. He goes only 0.3 of a second behind Lico, so that's not a bad time by him. The 420 car is coming around next. Where are you? I think have you already done a time? Yeah, that is Mad Sycaster again. We were just talking about him. As you can see, there's so many defaulted laps, guys. Only over half the field still hasn't set a time. And it's not for the lack of trying, I can tell you that. We've been out there for, 8 minutes so far, and there's a lot of cars out there to set a time. But as Mad Sycaster crosses the line, he doesn't improve this time round. We have the 190 car next. Looks like Mr. Azon is out there. My boy Mr. Azon. Let's see what he can do this time. I think he's changed his Twitch name now because he was confusing everyone. He used to have the Maxa name, I think, but he is now Mr. Azon on Twitch. But as he crosses the line, he goes P4, 1.2 seconds back. So that's not a bad first lap by him. I see the number 127 car come around now. That is Wenger. Wenger hasn't set a time yet, but he is looking like he is about to cross the line and set his first time of the day. He goes P10, 3.9 seconds back. Matt Skunk looked like one of the fastest drivers out there in practice. Let's see what he can do in his first flying lap. With only 3 minutes to go, guys, you need to start going out there and setting those times now. There's still quite a few people that haven't set a time, but Matt Skunk crosses the line. Does he set a time? No, he must have defaulted on the last corner, which is unfortunate for him. We have the number 29 car coming across the line now. That is Pulcinella. He goes up to P8. The 24 car is next. That is Baz PW. I always like his livery. Like that sort of chrome finish. But as Baz crosses the line, he was 4.3, now 3.8. So he's moved us up to top 10, which is fantastic. Not a lot of drivers out there in a minute, but it is back up to Chip Butty. So we still have 16 down to 25th. So that's what, 9 cars that haven't set a time yet. Only 15 drivers out there, so we do have a field of 25 drivers. It was capped at 30 today purely because of the, the kind of chaos that will ensue probably. But as Chip Butty across the line, he does improve again, and he goes up to P13, 4.8 seconds off the pace. 420 cars, Mad Sycaster. He's coming around next. Lucy saying, was thinking of trying a different car for the next race I enter, but I'm used to the BMW. Plus, it works great with the the Trans Pride colours. I'm not racing tonight because I don't have the IGCT pack. I only have the GT4 and Challengers DCC DLCs. Lucy, you need to get out there and get all the other DLCs. We need to get you in more races. He says, reminds me of the old Toro Rosso livery. And Tompa saying hi. Where are you, Tompa? Why are you not out there? The 870 car's coming along next. That is Matteo. He goes P7. The 190 car of Mr. Azon's coming around again, so his next time. Times are starting to trickle in now, guys. We have 1 minute 40 seconds left. So if you are currently in the pits, you have hit that window where you can't now set a time. Mr. Azon stays P4, but 1 second off the pace. Martin SWK coming around now. See, there is Wenger coming out of the pits, but it is to no avail because there's no way you're going to get round in time in order to set a time. Martin currently 5.8 seconds back. Currently does improve to 5.5, but it stays where he is. There's still quite a few cars out there that haven't set a time. They need to hurry up now. I did see the number 37 car. I can't see these drivers coming around. Let's ride with the number 80 car, Mark Music. That is, yeah, he's currently P10. He's coming around the last corner now. Lico still holding the best time of a 2:02.3. Matt Scott, like we did say, did go up to P2, 2.2 off the pace. Mark Music crosses the line now. Does he improve? He does not. The number 24 car is next. That's Baz PW, currently P13. As he crosses the line, what can he do? No improvement there as well. We have the number 8 car coming through next. That is Chip Butty. And then, yeah, with 43 seconds to go, guys, if you're out there currently setting a time, these drivers, Chip Butty, for instance, now, he might be able to get across the line and set one more time. But then after that, I think when maybe the 17, the 420 car might get round, and then that'll be it then. All the rest of the drivers will just be setting their last time. But as Chip Butty crosses the line, he is currently 16th. Can he improve? No. So this will be his last chance now. 17, Alex Decker. Alex Decker, we do know, is a quick driver. He hasn't set a time yet, and as he crosses the line, he goes P7, which is a good lap by him. And with 12 seconds to go, it looks like Madsai Caster isn't going to get another lap in. So whatever time he's on now is the lap time, his last lap time. So he'll be the first driver to cross the line and trigger the end of qualifying. So what can he do here? Currently P10, 2.3 seconds back. Can he get up the order? And as he crosses the line, he doesn't improve. The number 5 car is next. That is Narf. Narf currently in P8. 1.8 seconds back. He's got Mr. Azon behind him. So Mr. Azon's currently in 5th. This is 5th and 8th qualifying now as they cross the line. Narf crosses the line. He improves his time but doesn't improve his position. Mr. Azon does go up. He goes half a second behind the leader in P4. That's a good lap by him. We have the number 350 car coming across the line now. Oh, that's Lico. So Lico does improve to a 2:02.1, but it isn't enough to move anywhere else up the order. Obviously, because you are in P1 already, sorry. So you can't go up any further than that unless you want to be P0. Martin is currently P18. Yeah, he goes 5.7 seconds back. And then the last driver out there is the number 69 car, which is Lamperman. Can Lamperman get himself up into the top 5? No, he aborts his lap, so that's going to be the end of qualifying, guys. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars out there that haven't set a time, so it will be interesting to see how these guys get on in the race. There's going to be a bit of chaos out there. I'll just catch up with the chat for a second. So Tompa saying it's difficult to drive with a wine glass. That's very true. Malmsey saying if you RSVP for an event, what is the latest time you can withdraw for it or not to be classified as a DNS as soon as the 10-minute practice starts? So Mal, were you looking to race this race but now you have to pull out? Lucy saying the race is looking pretty spicy at the top. I think you're right. Mika Allah saying I had so much traffic, and Mr. Azon saying this track is so scary. Yeah, I mean the good thing is, guys, and as I've always said, the reason why I love the double sprint races so much is because even if it goes a bit crazy and there's a few crashes and you lose out on the first race, you can still go out there and try again in the second race. So I mean, Allers will have all of his work to do here, but yeah, you always have that second chance to race, which I do like. Also, Clorpty said he was going to fix the big time delay between race 1 and race 2. I think we were sat there for about 3 or 4 minutes last week, so hopefully he's actually remembered to do that. I'm not holding out much hope, because I know these admins are busy people, and Clorpty's trying to launch an XCL esports division as well, but hopefully someone out there has shortened the gap between the two races, because it was pretty crazy last week. Jamie Fellow saying he crashed because the pit wall moved in front of him. That doesn't shock me. I do love that shot. Look at that shot, guys. Look at all those cars packed in there. Like tiny little track, short little first, straight down to the first corner. There shouldn't be many overtaking. Most of the chaos, as anyone that's raced Mount Panorama before will know, that most of the chaos will happen around turn 2, turn 3, maybe turn 4, where obviously they hit the barrier, spin around, block the track. If anybody hits the wall and spins and blocks the track, it's just chaos out there. But let's have a look at the times quickly, guys. That's interesting. Oh yeah, so it looks like Lamperman did get the fastest first sector, but not enough to really, to reduce the time. So I think a 2:02.1 is probably the fastest we could have had today. Lico there with the 2:02 driver. There was about 4 drivers that have 2:02s. One is Matt Skunk, one is Champafal, one is Mr. Azon. So I'd say out of all the drivers in the race, those are looking like going to be your race winners here. So I'd say Mr. Azon, Champafal, Matt Skunk, and Lico. There's where you're most likely going to see a race winner. Then you have all the 2:03s and 2:04s down to like P11 with Matteo. So I think the problem is with Mount Panorama, it's unpredictable is the best word you could use to describe it. And I think we'll probably see some sort of crazy podium finishes, no doubt. Literally, in order to be successful here, all you have to do is just stay out of trouble. But that's easier said than done, because like I said, if a car spins out in front of you and, takes up the track, and you'll come around a corner, it's almost impossible to stay out of trouble here. So I just hope that these guys just are smart and sensible, and they just go around and, do us proud today. But we will see. See what's the chat saying. So Belgian Waffle saying, first time I raced here, it was wet. Mr. Azon saying, I'm no race winner today, lol. Well, you never know, Mr. Azon, you never know. Belgian Waffle saying track was completely blocked by a crash in turn 2. That's what I mean. Lucy saying I'm probably the first person to have tried sim racing in a dress. It was a little sweaty after Zolder. Well, that's why you wear a dress, isn't it, Lucy? It avoids all, if you're sweaty wearing a dress, you might get some of these guys out here trying to sort of follow that trend. But here we go, guys. Lico PT, our only gold class driver of the day, our exclusive esports team manager and racer, out here in the lead, showing everyone why he is the best of the best. Matt Skunk is alongside him, the highest ranked rookie in P2. I don't think Matt Skunk's going to be a rookie for long. He is a very, very quick driver. We do know that. Champ of Howe still championing that Bentley in P3 alongside Mr. Azon in P4. What is really exciting about today as well is we have 4 manufacturers in the top 4, which is really cool. K Rich is in P5 alongside Lampo Man in P6. Alex Stecker is P7 alongside Narf in P8. Mark Music, like I said, he's having a really, really good run of form at the minute. He seems to have found like an extra second a lap out there at the minute. He does a really good job. But yeah, Mark Music in 9th, alongside Mad Caster in 10th in that, the XCL Esports livery, which is great. So it looks like, Alex Stecker was actually 10th. Matteo is P11 with Pulcinello in P12 here. Driver 206, we do know is a quick driver, is in P13, so watch him in the race. Baz PW is P14th. Sabre is P15th alongside Wenger in P16th. Chip Butty is 17th. He has Lynch in 18th alongside him, one of our veteran XCR racers. Martin SWK is 19th alongside Salient G in 20th. And then we have Cuzzy V6, which we believe is a brand new driver, XCL debutant today, starting in P21, so good luck, Cuzzy. Subsonic 10 is P22, as we see a McLaren in the background there. That's the number 33 of M. Ellers. He has absolutely smashed into the wall on his warm-up lap, and that is going to really, really mess up his race. He is going to have to maybe start in the pit lane, I think, or I don't know what he's going to do there. He's just going to have to drive damage, but that is not the way you want to start today's race. Springsphere in... Springsphere's in a Ferrari. That's a shock to me, guys. Springsphere I've only ever known to race in a Porsche. But he's out there in a weird-looking... that's an interesting livery, like a kind of a watermelon-type livery in P24. That's a little nod to Dick Trickle there, the watermelon livery. He loves them. And then Archie is starting from the pit lane, probably a wise choice. Yeah, Zellers now goes back to the pit lane as well. But that's a bit of a shocker at the start there, guys. We do have quite a large water lap here, so I will then go to the replay and change the angle to the higher camera up there. Jamie Fellow saying, oi, that dude stole my green McLaren. Which McLaren is that? And then the watermelon out today. Yeah, the watermelon is out today. Right, let's just change the camera angle, guys. So I was just getting distracted by the chat. We should still have time because it's with these 2-minute laps, there's such a long old qualifying time. But here we go then with Lico PT. He's just slowing down the rest of the field. They should all start being kicked into gear in a minute. Mr. Azon and Champa Fowl just tucking in the background. Jamie Fellow saying there's 3 McLarens using my colours. Were they, what, the, was your McLaren all green? I thought you had like a, were you racing in an all green McLaren yesterday? I mean, I should know, I was sat in your car, but here we go then, guys. Everyone's getting fruity now. I love that. That's going to be the catchphrase of today. Everyone's getting fruity out there. But, yeah, Lico PT is just coming around the last corner now. Everyone's getting a little bit racy, getting a bit excited. But, guys, let's just remember, calm down. We've got 15 minutes of flat-out sprint racing here, followed by another 15-minute race afterwards. So let's just try and get around there. Lico's managed to get a big gap there at the start, so he's going to fly away in the lead here. As it's green lights, go, 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 guys. Here we off. So as I said, Lico has got that lead at the start. I think Matt Skunk will just sit in behind here. Mr. Azon is just playing it safe with the Bentley of Champa Fowl. Champa Fowl, we know actually, so Mr. Azon's going to have a bit of a struggle there to keep up that straight line speed of Champa Fowl. K Rich has managed to hold out third place currently with Lamperman is in 6th. And then we have, that looks like Alex Decker having a good start here. He's looking pretty racy. He loves to cause a few collisions on that one, so we'll see what he can do out here today. Just play it safe. I think that's everyone that's got through the first couple of corners, guys. I'm just going to go down the order a little bit, make sure everyone's got through. But everyone's got through quite cleanly here, guys. I think everyone's kind of gone through their single file. That is the most well-behaved start of a race I've ever seen. We're just running back with Mr. A's on here, so you can see everyone's settled in single file. So they've really set a standard here today. Because they know that if you have a crash on that first lap, it does kind of ruin you a little bit. Lico here does have Skunk all over the back of him. So Lico, if he was hoping to have an easy race like that today, Skunk is proving that that's not going to be the case. They're going to have to be careful as they go now down the hill. This is a big, Skunk goes a bit wide there, but he gets back on the brakes. This corner here is such a tricky corner. You have to just trust the car's going to grip there and go left. But look at these drivers, they sweep down the hill. It's such a fast track for such narrow barriers out there. This is probably tied to the Monaco in some places, but yeah, Lico there does get out in the lead. We have a couple of drivers in the pits we do know, obviously, probably from that early kind of crash. It looks like, Mark Music is in the pits as well. I don't know if he must have had a collision out there. He's got a bit of, I don't know if he has got some front end damage there, but it looks like now Champa Fowl, who has picked the Bentley purely from its straight line speed, is bombing down on Skunk down this back straight. He doesn't opt to make a move this time round, but that's the reason why Champa Fowl likes this Bentley, because it does have that really high-end top speed. So we can see if Champa Fowl can make that one happen. The Porsche, I think, will start to fall away a little bit when it comes to sort of flat-out racing, but it will have the advantage around the sort of the tighter part of the track. The problem is that's not the kind of area where you want to be overtaken. But as we go round lap 1, Lico does take that lap 1 lead. He has a half a second lead over Skunk in 2nd. Champa Fowl is in 3rd with Azon in 4th. Azon just going a bit wide there. Hits the grass a little bit. That will allow Lamperman to close that gap ahead. He has Rich behind him in that number 61 McLaren. Narf is behind him. He has Stecker behind him. So it's McLaren 6, 7, 8 here. As we see Stecker here looking like he might try and make a move on Narf, but it looks like he just holds off for now. Mad Sidecaster currently holding P9 with Pulcinello in P10. Matteo is currently in P11 with driver 206 in P12 here. Remember, there is no pit stops today, guys. This is a flat-out straight sprint. Sabre is P13 out here with Salen in 14th. Martin is 15th, and he has the debutant of Cuzzy V6 behind him, about 2.4 seconds back. It looks like Cuzzy, though, has lost a place to Lynch. Lynch has got through, and maybe, Springsphere as well. So Springsphere in that lovely watermelon car, getting himself up into P16. Cuzzy letting through now again Archie, so I don't know if Cuzzy's got some damage here, but he's letting all the drivers through. So not only has Lynch got through, Springfield's got through, Archie, Ellers has got through. Ellers had to start from the pit lane following that damage. Baz PW now is going to be thinking he wants to get through as well, but that is a lot of places lost by Cuzzy in the space of a few corners. Chipper is still in the pit lane, I don't know what's happened there, and then Wenger is also in the pit lane alongside Mark Music and Subsonic 10, so these guys maybe just retiring for race 1. A lot of crashes out there. Let's just go back to the front here, guys, and then we will see Skunk closing down on Lico here. And McLaren looking pretty racy on the BMW. They're going side by side here. They're trying. Oh no, is it crashed? It looks like maybe Lico just got the wrong line there and he went side by side with Skunk. I'm not sure exactly whose fault that was. I don't know if maybe Lico didn't give Skunk enough space, but he taps the quarter panel of Lico, and Lico is out of this race one. With Skunk now coming through, and that has allowed Champafal up to second place. Azon is going to be promoted to third place with Rich in fourth, Lamperman now in fifth. I don't know if Lico is going to try and... he's going to opt to pit here, but that is going to be pretty much his race over. That was a big, big crash there for the gold class driver. Lucy saying championship implications. That was a brutal crash, that is right. That was a pretty bad one out there, but yeah, Skunk now in the lead. Champafal in second, and Mr. Azon is up to third. There's not a lot of racing out there, but Puccinello actually was right behind Stecker a minute ago. Obviously, the thing is with like Mount Panorama, although it's quite an interesting race in regards to you know, the kind of like the people trying to stay out of trouble, trying to stay out of the walls and stuff. It does turn into a little bit of a procession with Puccinello diving down the inside there, proving me wrong. I said there isn't a lot of places you can overtake around the second half of the track, so we'll just have to try and find as much action as we can. But let's just switch actually for a minute to the sort of kind of inside cams, and we'll have a look and see. You can kind of see what kind of stuff they're dealing with out there, guys. Let's go into the inside cams and find. So we're riding here with Martin SWK. He's got Chip Butty ahead of him, one of the sort of cars that maybe come out the pits late following some damage. But you can see when you're racing with the drivers like this how tight this track is and the kind of stuff they have to deal with, as we see Chip Butty there going a bit wide. But yeah, if you don't hit the barriers, you have to watch out for the gravel. There's so many places out here where you can make a mistake. And as he starts to come down the hill, it just gets winder and winder. You just have to go down the gear, then go down another gear. You see here, this is such a tight corner. Blind bend, downhill, over the crest. It's like a kind of a rally driving section here. But yeah, Martin SWK showing a really good example of how tough it is and how you can, if you try hard enough, keep it clean around there. Just going to ride with... let's go with Mateo. Oh, there's a lot of battling around. I want to try and catch that battle there. Where is... oh, we see K-Rich now. K-Rich has gone wide. So K-Rich was in that battle at the front there, and he crashes out. That's unfortunate for him. But I want to try and get to that battle, wherever it is. I want to see if we can get to Mad Caster. This is the problem with this view, guys. You can't easily set to who you want. So yeah, Mad Caster does have a couple of cars ahead of him. This was where Rich was, but obviously he did crash out there. So we are now in the car with Mad Caster. He is trying to close down Narth. This is a battle for 4th, 5th and 6th out there, guys, following a couple of crashes from the guys ahead. Lucy saying it's Spinilla, that's right. Lucy saying she drives with motion blur enabled. But look how close these three guys are, guys. This is a battle, like I said, for 4th, 5th and 6th. We see Mad Caster here trying to make his way past Narth. But as you know, like I said, it's kind of a bit of a procession here, because there's no way you can make a move around this sector of the track unless someone makes a mistake ahead of you, because it's just all you're trying to... You're not really focusing on the car ahead. You almost need to kind of blank them out, because all you're trying to do is hit all those apexes, you know, not hit the barrier, try and stay out there. There'll be so many scuffs out there, but we see Mad Caster. He's got a 6-second a lap faster best time than Martin that we did have watched earlier. But this is kind of where the Porsche is, you know, is dominant around this kind of sector here. But Mad Caster is trying to make a move on Narth, and let's see if he can get a good run out of the last corner here. But I don't think the Porsche has the straight line speed for the McLaren, but he's as close as he's ever been. So let's see what he can do. So he's in the draft of the McLaren. Let's see if Mad Caster has set this car up to be able to pass here. As you can see, it's struggling a little bit. He does go out wide. This is where we had the crash earlier, where you know, it looks like he's opting out of it. Is he going to try and get on the brakes here, try and dive down the inside? He opts out of it. So like I say, it's although you can get close to the cars, overtaking here is quite difficult. Let's just ride with one more driver and see who else is out there. Riding here with Springsphere, chasing down Martin SWK. This is a battle for what is 12th and 13th in this race. Martin, obviously, so Springsphere has just made the change, what looks like through from Porsche to Ferrari. Maybe he's had enough of racing in a Porsche. There's a lot of chaos going on ahead with Chip Butty and a couple of the back markers ahead here. I think that's Rich maybe a lap down now, but yeah, Springsphere, oh, it goes in a bit deep there, but there is a driver in the barrier as well by the looks of things. But Springsphere, yeah, now up to 12th place here. There's good racing by these guys. But let's just go back here now and let's just get a bit more of a close-up camera. I don't like this camera as much. Let's just go to the let's go to this camera here, and then we'll see what we can do. But with 6 minutes to go, guys, there's a lot of action out there. Let me just run you through the order. So Matt Skunk is out in the lead. He has a 2-second lead over Champafal following that earlier collision with Lico in the lead. Champafal then is in second currently in that gold and green Bentley. Mr. A's on his 5 seconds back in a kind of a race of his own in P3. Lamperman will try and chase him down a bit further back down the order. He's in P4 here. We just see Narf and Madsai Caster racing early. You can see these two guys here. So this is 5th, 6th and 7th, all within a couple of seconds of each other. So all three of these drivers are racing for that elusive like top 5 finish in the race here. Yes, we see Madsai Caster and then Matteo trying to close down the gap on these guys. That BMW should have the straight line speed, so we might see an overtake here at some point. I have to come back to this one. This looks like one of the closest battles out there. Driver 206, I did say watch out for him. He has made up a lot of places now in P8. Puccinello is in P9 here. Saber in a bit of a race of his own. He's got 7 seconds ahead of him, about 4 or 5 seconds behind. Martin SWK racing with the Watermelon car of Springsphere for 11th and 12th currently. These guys having a good little bit of battle out there. And then K-Rich, we do know had that crash earlier, is currently now in P13 with Salient G behind him at 1.1 seconds back. Lynch holding out P15 currently. He's not having a bad race out there with, and then Baz PW in 16th. Allers is out there in 17th following that crash on the warm-up lap. And then currently we have Cuzzy V6 out there in 18th. He has got the white banner, but he is a rookie driver. And then Lico, following that crash, is currently out there in P19, trying his best to make up some positions. Chip Butty is currently 20th place. Wenger 21st, to see a lap ahead on the track, also a lap behind on the track. Alex Decker then is in 22nd racing there with Rich. Subsonic 10 is out there, out on the track again. He's in P23. Archie is P24 in the pits, and Mark Music is out there as well, but he is last in P25. Let's go back to the main battle of the day then, guys, which is Narf, Madsai Caster, and Matteo. Madsai Caster has been doing his best all day to get past Narf here. This looks like it's one of the only battles out there, so we'll just stick with this one for the next few minutes. Let me just catch up with the chat whilst this is all going on. Lucy saying, if I wasn't scared of the thing trying to kill me, I'd drive the Porsche. It sounds so good. It is a very lovely car, that is true. Lucy saying, I feel like there may be some discussion in the steward's office after the big crunch earlier. Yeah, it was a big crash, so it's something definitely to talk about. I don't know if it'll just go down as a racing incident, I'm not sure. But these drivers out here showing a really good bit of battling. I want to just also keep an eye on the Springsphere battle as well. Springsphere right up behind. It is Watermelon Ferrari right behind Martin SWK for what is a battle for 11th place. So Springsphere will be trying his best to get past here. It's the closest he's ever been so far, actually. So if he can get a run out this last corner well enough, and obviously there are a few back markers ahead. Oh no, that isn't a back marker ahead. That is Saber in 10th place ahead. So Martin has actually closed the door, closed the gap to Saber. I think Saber is wiggling all over the track. He has got some serious damage here. I think he's going to, just let Martin past and Springsphere. You can tell by the way he's wiggling. He's got massive, massive steering damage. I think he's just doing his best to stay out there, but that's allowed Martin up to P10. So Springsphere's going to know now. He's racing Martin for what is a top 10 place. This is why people like Lico know, obviously this is why they're gold drivers. If you stay out there and you battle all the way to the finish, you will potentially pass drivers, because I think maybe Lico will make that position on Saber, because Saber's now opted to go in the pits and get that damage repaired. But Springsphere now chasing down Martin for what is that top 10 finish. That is Alex Stecker behind, but he is trying to unlap himself. Oh, as it goes wide there, and that's a bit of a tank slapper coming out the last corner. Let's just go back to the other battle. We've got 1 minute 40 left, so let's just go back to Madsai Caster and see if he can make his way past Narf. These two drivers have been at it all race. Matteo, just trying to stick onto the back of him, but he is struggling out there. But this is looking really, really good for these two. I mean, it's a really good display of the kind of good racing we have here at XCL. But what's really good about this, guys, is we get to do it all over again. So Lico is going to have a second shot at trying to win the second race here, which isn't too bad. And we'll see if Skunk can maybe try and become only the third driver to get a double sprint victory, back-to-back double victories. We'll see. But here we go. So this is Mads Leicester now for the first time getting alongside that McLaren. But in the drag race, I don't think the Porsche has got the straight line speed. I may be proved wrong here, but I think that McLaren will just have enough to keep that Porsche ahead. So coming around the left-hander now down to the braking zone is Mads Leicester. No, he's opted to back out that one again. He isn't going to try and make that move for now. This is really, really good showcasing of good driving, guys, by Mads Leicester and Narf out here. Let's just go back to Martin SWK. It looks like he has now lost the position to the Watermelon. Springsphere has made its way up to top 10. Springsphere having a brilliant drive out there. I mean, Springsphere hasn't necessarily always had the sort of the top speed out there always, but today he is showing some fantastic speed, and to get a top 10 finish in the sprint races will do him the world of goods for confidence. So that switch from Porsche to Ferrari is doing him wonders at the minute. And then back out the front, it is now we're on the last lap here, and I don't think Mads Leicester is going to be able to do enough out here to take this fifth place from Narf. Narf has done a fantastic bit of defensive driving, and I think this is why Champ of Hal did pick the Bentley, because obviously, like I said, the Porsche may be better around the twisty tiny sections where you can't overtake, but when it comes to that straight line sprint, you just cannot in the Porsche really compete with the faster drivers out there. So it's going to be a tough day for Mads Leicester, but he is going to try and prove me wrong out here with half a lap to go. Oh, is that Matteo just behind hitting the wall slightly there? He does have a bit of front end damage. Matteo here, he has got driver 206 about 9 seconds back now. He should be fine out there. But yeah, Skunk out here just coming over the hill now down to the final section of the track. Mads Leicester, I'm just keeping an eye on here. He's just coming around the last corner. Can he get a drive out the last corner? He has to get a good drive out here, as it is going to be game over. And I don't think even in the slipstream of Narf he is going to be able to make a move. I'm confident that that's not going to be the case, but I'm just keeping an eye. So I'm going to go back to Skunk now. So Skunk has taken the race 1 win. Great driving. There's a bit of controversy with him and Lico, but will that be settled in by the stewards after the race? But Skunk has won the race. Champ of Hal will come around in second. Mr. Azon will take a well-deserved P3 just ahead of Lampo Man in P4. We can see his drivers crossing the line now. That is 4 manufacturers in the top 4. Great showing by them. Narf has done a fantastic defensive drive to hold off Mads Leicester in 5th place. Mads Leicester will take 6th. Matteo will come across the line now. He'll take P7. Great driving by him. Driver 206 coming around now. He had Puccinello behind him about a second back, but it is driver 206. No, he crashed on the last corner. So Puccinello is going to take P8 on the last corner. Driver 206 is going to be so gutted with that. He hit the grass on the last corner of the last lap, and he's going to lose a place there. Springsphere, though, he has raced hard against Martin SWK, done the business. Looks like Martin SWK has actually had a crash out there as well. And the watermelon colours of Springsphere, switching from Porsche to Ferrari, does prove to take that 10th place out here. Martin SWK is bringing that car home in 11th. He has Baz PW. Look at these two banged up BMWs. Looks like the BMWs have really had a bad day at the office, coming through in 11th, 12th for Baz PW. Lynch is going to come round in P13. Then we have 2 more drivers ahead. Actually, I don't know if that P11 of Lico, that might be enough for him to maintain positive points, or at least very limit his negative points. But well done for Lico there. Cuzzy V6 on his debut, taking P15. And then Salient G will come across the line. He'll take P16. And then we have Rich 17th, Sabre 18, Chip Boy 19, Alice 20th, Stecker 21st, Mark Music 22nd, Subsonic 10, 23rd, Venga 24th, and Archie 25th. That was a great little race, guys. There was like I said, it's a bit like Monaco. You know, it's quite an entertaining race, but it is a bit of a procession at times. But there was a bit of entertainment out there. A lot of guys, you know, really your biggest battle is with yourself on a race like this. But that was a great first sprint race. Let's just catch up with the chat quickly. It says Lucy saying looks like they bent both the front and rear suspensions. Yano saying mad side too. He hit the wall. Clopty saying where is Lico's exclusive livery? I don't know, Clopty. I said this last time. I think it was Lico in the last race. Or was it Zambia or someone that didn't race with the livery on? I thought we agreed that we would race always with the exclusive livery, so you need to go and tell him off. Champ of House saying, yeah, Boatley is missile on the straights here, but also in mountain feels great, but needs to be patient with that car. Warmazinga saying, hello everyone, and Clopty says Zambi does, and then Mick Allers saying, crazy race. It was a good one. Allers, we did see you on stream bin it into the wall on the warm-up race, so on the warm-up lap, so that was a good bit of fun. Yeah, Clopty says a mad size Porsche. Where is it? Actually, I can't change the drivers here, but I'm just going to take a quick water break, guys, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Clopsy, I think it was a good decision to change it to 30 drivers because, to be honest, if you watch the start there, but it was actually quite a clean start. Everybody got through. Like, what do you feel? I don't know what happened to Mark Music. Mark Music, if you're in the chat, let me know. I don't know what happened to you. But yeah, it was a really good, clean first race. Everyone just sort of dropped in the single file, and it was kind of good to see. Yeah, Champa Foul, let's see if you can get yourself a little win on race 2. I think Lico, if he does get out there, should give Skunk a run for his money. Make it Alice saying crashes in front of you on the mountain are unavoidable. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? I think you're right, Clopty. I think it should just be a... oh, there you go, Clopty. So that was a bit quicker. We had a big delay last time, but actually that was quite a quick one out there. But yeah, it's... Lico there on P1 should have his livery. We can see Mad Sycaster in the background there. He does have the Porsche, sort of the Porsche exclusive livery. But it's I think sprint races should be shortened down. But what I would say is if we are going to do sprint races, we should do them on the smaller tracks. I think smaller fields, smaller tracks. So like Misano, maybe I don't know. Monza's quite a quick track, isn't it? Just the sort of the shorter track, so it's a bit more, a few more laps in, a bit more entertainment. I like it. But either way, I've always loved the sprint races. It's good, clean racing. There's always a good, a good field of cars. Skunk here will be trying to go to become the third driver to get the double header victory. But I think Lico will have something to say about it for sure. That crash was questionable, but I can't really pin any blame on anyone. I don't know if Lico trying to sort of go around the outside. I thought maybe he thought he was clear. He wasn't. Did he leave enough space? Did Skunk pinch him? I don't know. It's a tough one to call. We'll leave that one for the stewards.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
Yeah, Mika Alice saying hopefully he doesn't bin it again. Sorry, guys.
10 seconds.
When I do these 30-minute broadcasts, my throat seems to go a little bit in the second time round. But hopefully this cough will go away one day. We'll see. But yeah, Mika Alice, binning it on the warm-up lap. That's not the best way to start your day, so we'll see what you can do this time around. But yeah, we have another 15-minute sprint race now, guys. So the first one was won by Skunk following a collision with Lico PT. So can Lico now go around and win race 2 and show everyone why he is the gold class driver he is rated as? Also, let's see if I think it'll be Mark Music that wants to have a better race out there today, because obviously I think he must have had some sort of crash or something. We've had a few cars stuff in the pit lane here by the looks of it as well. there was a couple of car, or at least one car, the 222 car of Archie. Oh no, he maybe just joined. I think he joined in a bit late here, guys. He's going to have to start sort of catch up there now. But yeah, so let's go through the order then, guys, again. So as we know, it is the qualifying order from qualifying. You're in the same position for race 1 and 2. It's not where you finish. But we have Lico PT on pole again, with Skunk alongside him in P2. Champ of Hell is P3 alongside Mr. Azon in P4. Like I said, that is 4 manufacturers in the top 4. Rich will be hoping to have a better race too. He starts in P5 with Lampo Man in P6. Alex Stecker must have had a bad race the first race, obviously, because he finished a bit far back. He is P8 here with Narf in P9. And then we have Mark Music in P10. I don't know if that order's right. I think that's just because it kind of changes when people drive around the timing screens. Madsai Caster starts in P11 with Matteo in P12. Driver 206 is in P13 with Baz PW in P14. Sabre will start in P15 here with Wenger in P16. Chip Butty is 17th with Martin SWK in 18th. And then we have Lynch in P19, Salient G in P20th. Cuzzy V6, our debutant today, currently starting in P21. Subsonic 10 is P22nd. Allers is still out there. He hasn't crashed yet. He's in P23. Springs Fearless, he started P24. So that just goes to show you the pace he had to finish, 10th place in the race. Fantastic driving by him in his little watermelon car. And then we have Archie, who has now caught up. He's in P25. We will stay with this camera angle, guys. I don't really like that zoomed out angle for this race too much. Yeah, Lico was on the outside. Skunk was on the inside of Chase Corner. Yeah, I think Lico maybe just turned in a little bit too soon. I'm not exactly sure, but it was. Yeah, no, we'll leave it up to the stewards. I'm not going to speculate. I'm putting it down as a 50-50 race incident. Just coming down to the last sector now, guys. Not long to go. These guys will all start settling into their order. Let's hope to have another clean race number 2. Although, if sort of the last sprint race was anything to go by, the first race was awesome, and then the second race was an absolute mess. So hopefully we don't see a lot of crashing out there today. I did say we might see a few surprises, but let's see what happens out here. We've got just a couple of corners to go, guys, and then we're off for our second 15-minute race of the day. If you are just joining us, like I said, Skunk was the leader, also was the winner of race 1 after a collision with Lico that sent him back down to P14 for the finish. Yeah, Lico's going to get told off by Clawpty after this race because he isn't racing in his exclusive esports livery. Silly boy, but Clawpty's going to be giving him a bit of a shake of the finger. But here we go, guys. Everyone's getting ready. Everyone's getting bunched up. Lico is controlling the field here. He did get quite a good positioning at the end of the start of the first race. So let's see if he can get out there again. So we did lose Mark Music to a crash on the first race. So hopefully we can see him out there battling, because he is on a good run of form at the minute. But as we go around the last corner, Lico's just getting it lined up here. We are moments away, guys, from the second 15-minute race. Let's just try and keep it clean. We have had a clean race 1, which means we're probably going to get some sort of chaos in race 2. But as they come up to the line, it's green lights, go, go, go. And Lico has not had a good start this time, and Skunk is alongside him, but he does have the inside line for the first corner. So he should get through unscathed. Everybody in the background, looks like there is a few drivers having a little bump and a bang. Oh, no, it's Martin SWK takes out driver 206 in the background. And there's the 222 car as well, but that is unfortunate for Martin SWK. He has been taken out. Driver 206 has been taken out, and the 222 car of Archie. All 3 of these guys have had a bit of a crash at the start. They're going to have to now make their way all the way through the order. Lico at the front here has taken that first lap lead as they're all coming around. So I did say we would see some crashes as it looks like the number 8, the 270 car or something. There has been a, oh no, it was the 870 car. I can't. There you go, Matteo. Yeah, it looks like Matteo has crashed out there. I don't know if he's taken any casualties with him. Yeah, he's got big steering damage there by the looks of it. Really unfortunate for Matteo. So we are going to see some more drivers up at the front here. But it is Lico. Like I said, it is out in front with Skunk in second. Looks like Champ of Hal has managed to tag on to the back of these guys. It does look like Matteo does opt to... Lico dives in there fast there, but he does hold that car really, really well. Lico's going to try and break away from Skunk this time around. It looked like Skunk did have the run on him down that back straight. But it looks like actually Lampo Man has got past Mr. Azon this time around. So Lampo Man is actually right up there with the front four. That's good driving by him. Mr. Azon's currently holding 5th place here with Rich behind, and then Stecker in 7th. By the looks of things, Narf has lost a few places at the start. He's down to P9. And then Mad Caster is currently in P10 as we see Rich go wide there. Yeah, it's nice. Sort of, we'll go back to the front again, guys. I always like to run with the front for the first lap, and then we'll... oh, is there some yellow flags at the back, guys? We have some yellow flags at the back. The number 207 car of driver 206 has crashed again. There's also the number 28 car of, was that Martin SWK or someone else, at the 240 car of Salient G, but we have had some crashes out the back again. I just want to keep you up to date with those. Quite a few drivers in the pit lane now, maybe three or four of them. But Lico will take that first lap lead, but it's a lot closer this time round. Skunk's holding 2nd place. Champ of How's in 3rd. He's right up on the back of them. He's feeling pretty racy today. Lamperman's going to take 4th here. Mr. Azon's currently holding 5th place. These 5 drivers are running away slightly as Alex Stecker is now alongside Rich. We'll just run with this battle now. Mark Music has stayed out of out of trouble at the start there as well. He opts to put his lights on there, as you see in the background. Stecker and Rich are side by side, but Rich will have the inside line for the next corner. Can Stecker keep around the outside? They're side by side. Who's going to give way here? Is it going to end in trouble? No, Rich does pin that down. Stecker tries to hold around the outside, and that has allowed Narf to now get up on the backside of them. But I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move here. This is good racing by these 3 drivers as Matt Caster's just looking in the background, hoping for some kind of crash. Mark Music currently holding 10th place here. Pulcinello's in 11th with Baz PW currently up into 12th place. He has Sabre behind him. Those 3 in a bit of a battle. Then we have a gap down to Springsphere, who has made up a lot of places at the start again. He's currently up in P14. So Springsphere's having a really good race today. Well done to him. Cuzzy V6 is having a race with Allers here. So Allers trying to get past Cuzzy. Cuzzy is our XCL debutant today. No! As Cuzzy crashes there. We're going to miss it on the camera angle we're on. But Cuzzy has crashed. Chip Buddy will get through, I think, by the looks of this here. I don't know what's happened there, but Cuzzy is in the wall, so he's up to go back to the pits. And Allers is out there damaged as well. That's really unfortunate for Allers. That is just wrong place, wrong time. And I think Allers is going to opt to retire and call this one a bad day. But that wasn't like... I mean, it was Cuzzy's fault, but it wasn't intentional. He just literally hit the wall, and Allers just happened to be on the inside there. Really unfortunate. Archie following that early kind of crash. Is he in the wall as well? I can't see him out there. Yeah. Oh, Archie's crashed as well. His car's completely mangled. Subsonic 10 currently in 19th. Salient G in 20th in the pits. Lynch is in the pits in 21st. Mateo in the pits 22nd. Wenger and driver 206. We've got a lot of casualties out there today, guys. But Lico is still out there in the lead with Skunk just behind him. Lamperman looking pretty racy on Champ of Howe. Let's just stay with this battle for a second. This is a battle for what will be the last podium spot. Mr. Azon taking the podium in the first race. But look at this, guys. It's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. All on the same straight here. This is really good racing. I will just switch now to the inside view. Let's get some good cameras on here. Let's get some... let's just change the... that's it. And then we'll go... Oh, press the 1 button there. Sorry, guys. Let's just go and find maybe one of the battles at the front. There you go. Let's ride with Skunk for a second. So Skunk here. Right behind Lico PT. This is a great shot. So this is the the gold class exclusive esports driver of Lico PT in the lead with Skunk, our race 1 leader, doing everything he can to close that gap. Skunk seems to be a little bit more out of control than Lico PT, but I think that's what we I think if Clopty's still in the chat, he'll probably agree with this. Lico PT isn't necessarily the fastest outright driver, but he is a really consistent driver. So Skunk may be able to sort of compete with Lico in regards to overall speed, but Lico just is a really calm, consistent driver. He's a really good gold driver to have at Exclusive Esports. Good team manager as well. But look at this, the draft that the McLaren can get on that BMW is insane. He's going to try and dive down the inside here. That is not a good place to be. He almost took out Lico again, and that would have certainly been Skunk's fault that time round. That was a bit of dangerous driving. He tried to maybe put down the inside. Lico was having none of it, and Skunk's going to have to try again. I'm sure Lico is probably getting a bit nervous by the fact that Skunk has already been in a collision once with Lico today. and Lico will be hoping just to try and survive this one. Let's go and see if we can find the other battle at the front, guys. Oh, that's Narf there with some front end damage. He was up the front. He's now in P14. That is a smashed windscreen to add to it. But here is Lamperman. So Lamperman racing on Champafal. This was the other battle for what is third and fourth. Lamperman has fallen a little bit back. We'll just ride with this one slightly. So this is the... yes, we have a BMW in first, a McLaren in second, Bentley in third, Lamborghini in fourth, and Porsche in fifth. We have 5 manufacturers in the top 5, which is great showing for XCL and just showing that we have a good class of drivers in all different cars. It isn't just a Ferrari show out there. Lamperman here, like I said, it's just, look how tricky this racetrack is. It's just so narrow. There's no room for error. You make one small mistake and you are out of this race. Lamperman got 4th place in the first race. It's looking like he's destined for another 4th place again today unless he can get his way. Looks like Champafal has started to sort of find a little bit more pace. Is this going to allow Lamperman to fall back into the clutches of Mr. Azon in 5th? I'm not sure. But I love this downhill section, guys. It's just so blind and so narrow. There's so much going on, and you just have to try your hardest to stay out of the barrier. You're just racing on instinct. I'm watching this obviously in the inside camera now. I swear it feels so much faster and so much more tight and narrow when you are racing, by yourself. Sorry, when you're racing instead of commentating. But let's just go back out to the front again because I want to go back to that front battle, guys, and see what's going on out here. Lico is still being challenged by Skunk. Skunk, is he trying to dive down the inside now? No, it looks like, there is a back mark here as well. So that is that. Oh no, it looks like Lico has lost out to that back marker. I don't know which back marker that is. That must be, is that Subsonic 10? So unfortunately for Lico has lost out to Skunk because of a back marker. And yeah, Skunk capitalised, and now Lico, if he is going to want to stop Skunk from becoming only the 3rd person to become a back-to-back sprint champion. I don't know who. Does anyone in the chat? Did anyone watch the sprint races last week? Who was the back-to-back champion? I forgot. Was it Matty Agu? Who won the 2 races last week? Can anyone tell me? But yeah, Lico now chasing down Skunk for what is that 1 and 2 positions. Let's just go down the order a little bit, and we see that Baz PW is racing on Sabre here. This is a battle for what is 10th and 11th. Sabre looking pretty racy out there. There's a lot of... Look, Springsfield's made his way up to 9th place again, guys. Springsfield's having such a good race. Such a good double sprint race here. I mean, he's got to be my driver of the day, probably. I don't think there's going to be anyone... Yano Badgeroff saying yes, it was Matty Agu. Or Maggie. Was it Maggie? Is that what you're saying? It was Matty Agu? Is that what you're saying? Oh no, is that a driver in the wall there? I don't know which driver that was. But let me just take you through all the back to front, guys. So we have Matteo currently in 23rd place. He's a bit of the way back. He had a sort of early crash on driver 206 as well. He crashed on turn 1. He's an unfortunate casualty there. Cuzzy V6 is currently P21 on his XCL debut today. He's trying to chase down Wenger just ahead of him on the track there. Wenger is in P20, 12 seconds back from Allers. Allers, one of the casualties of that sort of lap 1 instance. He's P19 currently. Mark Music must have had a crash out there as well because he's currently P18 with Springsphere behind him, who is a lap ahead. Chip Butty in the pits. Looks like he maybe has retired or something, but he's down in P17. Maybe he was the driver that's kind of retired from the sideline. Lynch, he is in P16 currently, trying to chase down Silent G for what is 15th place, but I don't know if he's just lagged out there. He's got a bit of a signal issue for sure. Silent G is behind in P15. Narf, who had a crash earlier, is currently P14 out there. He is racing. Looks like that is maybe a back marker trying to unlap himself. Subsonic 10, who we did just see interfere with the front end battle, not intentionally, just happened to be where he was on the track. He allowed Skunk to get past Lico for what is 1st place. Rich is in 12th. Looks like he is retired. I think he was the car that was in the wall. Martin SWK is currently P11. He's trying to chase down Baz PW. Baz, like I said, is in a race with Sabre for what is 9th and 10th place currently. Yeah, but Baljaroff was saying it was Matty Agu. Yeah, so Matty Agu was the driver that did get the 2nd ever double sweep on double sprint Saturday. So basically he won both races, and it looks like Skunk is probably going to be doing the same today and becoming the 3rd driver to do it. which is unlikely really because Lico looked like the faster driver in qualifying. But yeah, Springsphere here is probably going to be my driver of the day. I don't know if anyone will disagree with that. He is chasing down Puccinello for what will be 8th place. Springsphere having a cracking race out there in that Ferrari. Qualified in 24th, I believe, so he's had to really do a lot of work, and he's finishing the top 10 potentially in both races so far. Alex Stecker is in a race with Mr. Azon for 5th and 6th place currently. Those two drivers having a good day. Lamperman has started to fall off the back of Champafal. Currently 2.1 seconds back off of Champafal, who was holding out that last podium spot. Champafal, like I said, is then 2.7 seconds back from Lico and Skunk at the front. Skunk now falling back by the looks of it from... Lico falling back from Skunk here, so it looks like that will be all she wrote at the front with 3 minutes to go. We have about 2 laps to go now, guys. But yeah, Springsphere on Puccinello looks like one of the best battles out there so far. So that is 3 Ferraris in 7th, 8th and 9th. We have Sabre, Springsphere and Puccinello. This drive, it looks like actually Puccinello does have some front end damage, so Springsphere will be wanting to try and get past there. And yeah, Sabre's just tagged onto the back of this battle as well. So these drivers, look at that. So Springsphere does go around the outside here. He opts to try and take the long way round down into this corner here, but he isn't going to do... Oh, he hits the curb there slightly. Is that going to allow Sabre now to get up onto the back of the watermelon Springsphere? Yeah, it does look like that Puccinello in front is suffering with some front end issues. That won't make his lap times the fastest, and Springsphere just taking some interesting lines there. It is starting to get dark here at Mount Panorama now. Sabre looking pretty racing now. He's trying to get past Springsphere. These drivers here, like I said, racing for 7th, 8th and 9th. It is the closest battling out there. Just worth mentioning that Lico has closed the gap back down onto Skunk. If he wants to get past him, he's going to have to do it soon because these drivers are running out of laps. As they're just going up the hill now before the downhill section. Lico trying everything he can to get past Skunk here. Really, really good racing by these guys. But just going back to this battle here, look at this. Look at these 3 Ferraris, guys. Sabre now alongside Springsphere. So Springsphere hasn't been able to get past Puccinello. And now Springsphere around the narrow, tight part of the track is trying to force the effort on Springsphere here. These 3 Ferraris, anything can happen with this. Oh no, Springsphere goes wide, it hits the wall. Both the cars hit the wall. So Sabre followed that fast line through to Sabre. And now both those Ferraris go smashing into the wall. I don't know if they've got damage. Well, I mean, they will have damage for sure, but I don't know if they've got catastrophic damage where they can't steer. But it's happened to Sabre all over again here. That was a real hefty bang by both those drivers. And, yeah, I don't know. Oh, no! So, yeah, Springsphere's hit the wall again. He's definitely got damage out there. That's going to allow Sabre to get through. Sabre, yeah, looks like, yeah, the way Springsphere's going along the lines, I think his race is completely over here. Basby in the pits as well. I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, Sabre has got past Springsphere. Springsphere has opted to retire from this one. Oh no, who's that? Oh, who's that going down? Is that Subsonic 10 going along the wall? Oh, watch out, Subsonic 10, you're going to hit... Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, he's got damage as well. That is Subsonic 10 down in 12th place. Yeah, he's opted to retire as well. A lot of retirements on this last lap here, but I want to just ride with the front 2 here now because that kind of battle's over there. But yeah, Springsphere really unfortunate there, but he's yeah, opted to sit back and retire. But Lico PT now, it is the last lap. The race is officially over. So as they go up and down this hill one last time, can Lico make the move on Skunk and stop him from becoming the 3rd driver only to get a double header victory? Yeah, Lucy, I'm just saying, yeah, Skunk's about to do what Matiagu did at Zolder. He is going to become a double header champion, the double sprint champion. So it's something that only 3 drivers or 2 currently have ever done. And it looks like we're going to have 2 happening in 2 weeks. So you wait for a bus and then all of a sudden 2 come along at once. Lico has not been able to stop Skunk from becoming only the 3rd driver in XCL history to get a double sprint header victory. So great driving by Skunk, but unfortunately for you, I think I was going to give my driver of the day to... Has he gone? Springsphere, but I think Springsphere's been kicked. Oh, but I think he still has to get driver of the day anyway. But yeah, Skunk. Skunk out here doing all he needs to do. Lico really trying to push him onto the last corner, trying to get a drive down. This is as close as you're ever going to see it. Oh no, he does go wide. They are side by side on the line, but it does look like Lico by Jesus, by 700ths of a second, he loses that second race. Great driving by Lico there, but Skunk does become our third ever double sprint champion. Great driving by Skunk. Lico kept him honest by 0.072 seconds. Champ of Howell will take a podium on his second race. Great driving by him. Lamperman will take fourth. Mr. Azon will take fifth. Puccinello will take sixth place here. It looks like, Springsphere has unfortunately been kicked out of this one, but I think Springsphere will still be the driver of the day. Sabre will take P7 with Martin SWK taking P8 here. Yeah, it's getting pretty feisty, this one, but it's a good race. Puccinello 6th, Sabre 7th, Martin SWK will take P8 here. He's flashing his lights. I don't know if Martin SWK is listening, but it's great job by Martin SWK to take that P8 spot. Guys, if you are listening when I'm on the stream, feel free to flash your lights at the end to say you are listening. I think Martin SWK is. Yeah, he's flashing his lights. I think he's probably listening out there. Well done for him. Great driving, Martin SWK. Good finish by you. Lynch, if you are listening, give us a little flash. You are now on stream. You're finishing 9th place on your on this race. Great driving by you. I don't know if he is listening to the stream. He used to listen to him, but I don't know if he is today. But if you are, give us a flash, guys. Salient G coming across the line now, or just coming up to the last corner now. You are P10. Well done. Alex Stecker will take P11. He's in the pits. Baz PW coming down. He's on the back of the track. He's got a long way to go to finish this one. He must have just been in front of the drivers as they cross the line. We do have a few more drivers coming across the line here. It's Alex is dragging the car along the wall here. Alex hasn't had a great race here, but that means that Baz PW is ahead of him anyway. Lucy says you don't listen to the stream when I'm racing to say ban, but that does make sense. Yeah. Lucy saying Skunk nearly threw that one away with at the absolute death. Yeah, that would have been really crazy if Lico would have won it. I know it says Lico's won this one on the board because people have left the race. But great driving, guys. Great racing. Baz PW, if you are listening to the stream, give us a flash. I know a few drivers race to sort of keep up to date with what's going on, but Baz PW is coming around now. He'll be the last driver to cross the line. Great driving by him. I don't know what position he actually will finish. We will see it when everyone else crosses the line, but I think we might have to wait for a while because I think Allers is just dragging that car along the wall to come down to the last little bit here. But well done, Baz. And then Allers is just driving along the wall here, trying to finish the race. It's an interesting one, to say the least. That's not something you see every day, guys. Yeah, Dick Trickle saying good racing, gentlemen. Lucy saying good, clean racing, everyone. They said that car is incredibly dead. I think it is. So nice little bit of thing. But thank you guys anyway. That's a great little double-header stream today. Great driving by everybody, and I'll see you all again next time. Just as a note, actually, guys, that there is another race going on at 7 p.m. I believe it's being streamed by Allers, and that is not Allers, sorry, by Habs, and that is the Ferrari special at Monza. And then we have a race at midnight tonight if you are in the British Standard Time, and that is I don't know if Dick Trickle's hosting that one, but either way, make sure to join those two races, and good luck to everyone. Mr. Azon saying good driving, great stream, thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now.